Sitting at the top of all the wealth, money and power is a family unknown to most people. It's not the Masons or the British royal family, and it's certainly not one of the royal families in the Middle East. No. The richest family, with a combined net worth of over $2 trillion, at least $500 million richer than any other family in the world, is none other than the Rothschilds family. What is the source of their wealth? How has this family remained so influential, yet so hidden for centuries? Join us in today's video as we uncover the secrets of the Rothschilds and their journey to becoming the richest and most influential family in the world. The Rothschild family derived their name from the German word Rothschild, which translates to red shield. The origin of this name can be traced to the family's ancestor, Mayer Amschel Rothschild, who lived in Frankfurt, Germany in the 18th century. Mayer Amschel Rothschild, 1744 to 1812, was born and raised in Frankfurt's Judengasse, a restricted neighbor for the city's 3,000 Jewish people. The surroundings were unfavorable and congested. On Sundays, Christian festivals, and at night, Jews were not permitted to be outside their homes. They were forbidden from going to public parks or coffee shops and were only allowed to go alone or in pairs. Early in life, Mayer Rothschild acquired commercial knowledge. His father traded coins and dealt in silk, so one of Mayer's first jobs was sorting coins obtained from his father's trades and semi-annual trade fairs. Following the death of his parents from smallpox, Mayer left to reside with relatives who sent him to apprentice at the renowned Jewish financial firm Simon Wolf Oppenheimer in Hanover. There, Mayer was exposed to international business and banking. He gained knowledge of rare coins from the Byzantine Empire, ancient Rome, and Persia. Mayer had a knack for banking, and he worked his way up from apprentice to court factor of a noble, William IX, Landgrave of Hesse-Kassel. A court factor, or court banker, was a person appointed to act as a financial agent on behalf of a royal court or noble household, while a landgrave was a noble title given to a ruler or lord who held a specific territory or province known as a landgraviate. In the hierarchy of feudal nobility, the landgraves were below the dukes but held higher rank than counts or barons. Mayer established the precedent that his family would successfully follow by favoring doing business with rich families and by having as many sons as possible who could handle the family's numerous commercial activities. Mayer's relationship with William IX helped attract other rich clients. In 1770, Mayer married Gutel Schamper, and they had 10 children, 5 sons and 5 daughters. The French Revolution and the Napoleonic Wars of 1792 to 1815 were a stroke of luck for Mayer and his sons, who began as merchants in coinage and business documents, but eventually became bankers. Rothschild sent his boys to reside in Naples, Vienna, Paris, and London in the early 1800s, while the eldest stayed back in Frankfurt. The 5 connected branches effectively became the first bank to traverse international boundaries. Over numerous centuries, the Rothschild family had plenty of time to amass bonds and increase their fortune in a variety of diverse businesses by lending to governments to support military activities. Mayer Rothschild gave his heirs specific instructions on how to manage the family fortune before he passed away. His will established a strict patrilineal system of succession in which title and property could only pass through the male line, and female descendants were barred from any direct inheritance. This had the effect of promoting intra-family marriages. After the 1850s, the banking industry kept growing, and the family attained a significant position in the international commerce of non-ferrous metals and crude oil. But new joint stock banks and commercial banks in England, France, and the German states gravely endangered the banking family's prior oligopolistic status. However, 2 rules established by Mayer Amschel for the operation of the Rothschild business, to conduct all transactions jointly and never to aim for excessive profits, helped to offset the risks involved in passing the business to future generations. Of the 4 sons who were sent to different parts of Europe, Mayer's 3rd son, Nathan, was the most successful. Nathan first lived in Manchester, where he founded a textile business. He then moved to London to establish himself as a banker. It was there he founded the multinational investment bank N.M. Rothschild. Nathan founded the bank in 1810, and it is still in existence. N.M. Rothschild & Sons recorded total assets worth over $300 billion in 2020, with a net income of $32 million. In 2022, that value swelled to over $600 million. N.M. Rothschild & Sons provided loans to the British government in times of need, much like other Rothschilds banks did. The bank funded the war effort during the Napoleonic Wars by funding the government's payments to allies and by lending money to pay British soldiers. Nathan also formed the Alliance Assurance Company along with Moses Montefiore in 1824. The company's line of business includes underwriting insurance, such as insuring bank deposits and shares in savings and loan associations. Nathan acquired exclusive rights to the Spanish mercury mines in 1835, and he effectively gained a world monopoly on the element, an essential component for refining gold and silver. N.M. Rothschild & Sons started refining gold and silver for the Bank of England and the Royal Mint in 1852. This supply proved extremely valuable, and the Rothschilds began to set themselves apart from other houses in Europe. When the four sons traveled to different parts of Europe to expand the family's reach, they were strangers, ignorant to the ways of the countries they were in, and fresh in business. Every Rothschild overcame obstacles they met in these foreign lands by sheer will, a will to stand out from their peers and make a name for the family. By the time the sons of the first 5 Rothschild entered the family business, the family had firmly established themselves in Frankfurt and the other 4 cities they'd ventured into. The Rothschilds were now polished and refined. They managed to fit into leadership roles without losing their family values. Alphonse, one of Mayor's grandsons in Paris, held influence over national economies and politics. His position as the head of an international banking syndicate allowed him to exert considerable power and control over financial affairs in France. He played a pivotal role in keeping Adolphe Thiers, the head of the French government at the time, in power. The Rothschilds' financial support and connections helped ensure the stability and continuity of the French government during a politically sensitive period. In 1875, when the British government sought to acquire a controlling stake in the Suez Canal, a vital strategic waterway connecting the Mediterranean and the Red Seas, Lionel Rothschild, who had been serving as a member of the House of Commons since 1858, provided $5 million to the British government. This financial contribution enabled the British government to become the principal stockholder of the Suez Canal Company. The Rothschilds had not only amassed wealth, but also had considerable social and political standing, allowing them to play significant roles in shaping the economic and political landscapes of their several countries. Over the next 100 years, the family's riches were eroded by wars, politics, and intra-family conflicts. The bank branches in Naples and Frankfurt were shut down in 1863 and 1901, respectively, due to a lack of male successors. After the Nazi annexation of Austria and the threat to Jews, the Vienna branch was closed in 1938. By the 1970s, only 3 Rothschilds banks remained: the London branch, the Paris one, and a Swiss bank founded by Edmund Adolphe de Rothschild. These banks represented the surviving branches of the Rothschild family's extensive banking network that had once spanned Europe. In 1982, during President François Mitterrand's socialist government in France, the government nationalized the Paris Bank of the Rothschild Bank. As a result, the Paris Bank was renamed Compagnie Européenne de Banque, European Bank Company. However, in the late 80s, Baron David René James de Rothschild created Rothschild & Key Bank in Paris. Over time, the British and French banks of the Rothschild family united under David's leadership. Then, in 2008, all of the Rothschild family holdings were reorganized under a single company. This reorganization aimed to consolidate and streamline the family's businesses and assets, bringing them under a unified structure. This move represented a significant step in uniting the family businesses, which had spread across Europe over 2 centuries since the establishment of Mayer Rothschild's 5 banking branches. The unification of the family businesses in 2008 marked a milestone in the Rothschilds family history as they aimed to enhance their collective strength and continue their legacy as influential figures. Over the years, the heirs and successors of the family have shared the family fortune. The family's current assets include businesses in various sectors, including finance, real estate, mining, energy, and philanthropy. Additionally, the family controls more than a dozen vineyards throughout the world. The Rothschild family hold ownership stakes in several prominent companies. These companies include Air Products and Chemicals, Duke Energy, Glencore, Alliant Energy, Mitsubishi, First Energy, and Fortis. The estate of Nathan Rothschild, one of the prominent members of the family, has been closely intertwined with the fortunes of the entire Rothschild family. This intergenerational wealth transfer has further contributed to the family's financial success and stability. The head of the Rothschild family is Jacob Rothschild, and the wealthiest living member of the family is David Mayer de Rothschild, an explorer and environmentalist with an estimated net worth of $10 billion. There's so much more to the Rothschild, like the eccentric Walter Rothschild and his collection of birds worth over $2 million. In a future video, we talk about all the crazy things the Rothschilds have used their trillion-dollar fortune to acquire. Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss it.